And someone says, one is good, keep doing it. You know, sometimes this week we heard that the refugee camp, the Buduburam, in the Gomoa district in Ghana, is being demolished. Remember, the news was that at 5 in the morning, people opened their doors and they saw 4 bulldozers moving in. And so the Liberia Returnees Network is concerned. They have been, and they still are. They're here this morning to talk about the situation and what remedies we can find. In the meantime, let me say happy birthday to you, our own Fabin Quia. Today is your birthday. I heard Tiger blowing this before I came, and so I've also joined the bandwagon. Let's hope you're celebrating in grand style. Where is the party? So yes, do it, call about do it. We're very, very happy we're still here to be here with you on the Super Morning Show, wherever you are. Thanks for being a part. We're now going to place our attention on the situation with the Liberian refugee camp in Ghana. I remember a couple of years I went to that refugee camp to look at the lives of Liberians who were there on the camp, such a big settlement at the time. A lot has happened, but so what is happening now as we're beginning to hear news about the demolition of the structures there? Taron Marshall is the executive director of the Liberia Returnees Network. He's in our studio this morning. Welcome. We're not getting you. Let me hear you again. So welcome again.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we also have Brenda Alberta Thor. I hope I got your name right.
You did, sir.
Okay. You're the refugees regional coordinator of the Liberia Returnees Network.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so well, Marshall, how is it? How is it with you? How's life?
Well, with the situation in Ghana, it's not fine with us. Since yesterday, it's been very difficult for us. We receive telephone calls, videos, and people calling us back and front. I mean, with the situation, mothers are crying, children, you hear in the background crying. I mean, nowhere to go. Some of them just take their belonging, the one they could gather, and put it in front of the camp manager's house. And that's all they could do.
Okay, so
last night, many of them with the women, the children, they slept out.
Okay, so we will talk more about that. But Brenda,
Yes,
I mean, you look worried. Oh, at least you have a little bit of a smile this morning. How are you doing?
I am well in health, but mentally, the tension is just so very much. So I'm not well. If you would
Okay.
ask me, that's why my face
I know
is
in the
like
wake
that.
in the wake of the prevailing situation.
Yes, sir.
So okay, so Tyron, let me come back to you. What is the actual story about what is happening at the I want to call it Buduburan camp, or what is left of the Buduburan camp? Because I know there are a lot of processes that have brought us up to this point.
Yeah, I think we put the facts on the table.
Okay.
We call a spade a spade.
Absolutely.
We saw this long coming. All right. In 2020, the chiefs wanted their land, and they had a meeting, and they went to the government. You occupy this land, you give it to stranger. Now we want our land to develop it.
So the Ghanaian chiefs wanted their
Yes.
land. Okay.
And the government had nothing to do. There is this law within Ghana. The chiefs in the area, they are more powerful than the government.
Okay.
All right. And they made a resolution to demolish the camp 2020 September 30th. The network got that information. We started to flag it, and we went to the government, RETURNEE. We were on radio, and we talked about it. The government then did not listen until we had to have a press conference and send a threat message. Is what brought it to a halt. We say, if Ghana put our people in the streets, we'll go after them in Liberia. And it's what brought the past ambassador in. He called me driving to work. He gave me a call. Marshall, can we have a meeting? I went to his call. We had a meeting, and he told me squarely, our two countries, peace lies into your hands. So do not put it out. So I agree with your elderly man. He even served at ECOMOG here before.
Okay.
And we talked. And he gave us his word that he was going to talk to his counterpart, his people, and we're going to see what to do. He intervened through our own advocacy. The government then sent Festus Logan and the foreign
Festus
minister.
Logan was the head of the Liberia Refugee
Repatriation
Commission. Okay.
And the foreign minister, Masbe Kimia.
Kamaya, right.
With the immigration boss, they went there and they had a roadmap. The Ghanaian counterpart promised in that roadmap to bring the refugee issue to the closure.
Okay.
We have a new refugee camp that we want to establish. The people need this land. We take them to another location. The ones that are not captured within our refugee data, we will provide transportation for them, drive them to your border, and you pick them up from there. When they came back, we had a strategic meeting at LIBERIA. In that meeting, the roadmap should have started 2021, January 4th. Was going to be the repatriation beginning. Our government own side to contribute was to agree, go back and have a subsequent meeting, and then begin the process. And it's just the same old story of how Liberia can do things.
Okay.
They downplay it, nothing happened, and we did not still leave it like that. We knew that this day was going to come. In our own advocacy, we purchased 10 acres of land. After hearing the refugees from Ghana, from Guinea, from Sierra Leone and Ivory Coast, those places where you still have bulk of Liberians, we heard them. Many of them, what is holding them back not to come home is they don't have a place to lay their head.
So the 10 acres of land was secured by
Liberia Returning Network. It's in Clay.
Okay.
We secured our land. We carried journalists there. They saw it. We published it. We talked about it. All we needed, we just, on the 17th of this month, we launched a dinner. We had a dinner to raise funds to start constructing low-cost houses for these people to return home.
You as in the Liberia Returnees Network?
Yes.
Okay.
We invited people. I mean, the natural Liberian scenario, you send letters to offices, nobody even you do follow or nobody even care.
But did you contact the government through Festus Logan, for an example?
We worked together.
In terms of those low-cost housing units?
We worked together.
Okay.
We worked together. Festus knows about it.
Okay.
All of these things is our own effort.
But the point I'm making is it should be the concern and responsibility of the state I mean, concerning its citizens, the refugees.
Yeah.
Now, you as the Liberia Returnees Network, this is a private initiative, right?
Precisely.
So, when you say you and the LRRC are working together, that's why I ask, because it would seem to me that with the roadmap, having had the Minister of Foreign Affairs moving and the head of the LRRC moving, I would have thought that it would be the government's place to say, okay, we get a place for these people, start to do low cost housing, and move them back to Liberia. I mean, from what I'm hearing from you, the Returnees Network has been in the forefront trying to do this, but so far I'm not seeing the role of the government.
The government have downplayed everything. The government have played a don't care, from their end. They only do lip service. Oh, we're working with Liberia Returning Network. Oh, you guys are doing so well. Thank you. We got the information after our pressure. The past president gave a mandate. You know what? You gave some money.
That's where I was coming. I was looking at any sort of monetary contribution.
Yeah, it was between 200 to 300,000 based on the information we got.
Okay.
The money, we who are doing the advocacy and have done everything and secured a land, even our budget then, if we even have 100,000, we could bring some people home. The LRRC took that money along with the foreign ministry and immigration. They left. They went on, I can say, a festa voyage. They just went there and have fun and came right back.
I don't know. I mean, you're talking about
something else.
You're talking about the former president gave an instruction and some money was made available.
Yeah, money was made available.
How much was that money?
It was between $200,000 to $300,000.
And you're saying what happened to the money?
Nothing was done. Nothing was achieved. All they achieved, they left Liberia. They went in hotels. They slept and came back.
What was the purpose for that money? What was the intent for that money that was, giving on the instruction of the
through our advocacy? We guessed that the money was meant to transport some of these people by home.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All they did was, we've done a couple of jobs in this refugee camp. We've done numeration. We know how many people want to come home. We know the people who are the focus point. We know the accompanying elderlies. We know the orphans. We know these people. We know the single mothers are down in need and wanting to come. Why respin the wheel?
So how many persons are we talking about currently that have been made homeless by the latest action by the Ghanaian authorities?
No, presently we don't have a number.
Okay.
We don't have a number.
Is it a substantial number?
Yeah.
Good number of persons still there?
Yes. It's in 1,000.
Who? What? I mean, are they men, women, children?
Men, women, children.
The elderly and
elderly. People don't understand the refugee scenario. You were in your 40s. And you traveled to Ghana, Sierra Leone, and you were renting in Monrovia. You got on a ship and went out of this country. You lived there for over 3 decades. And somebody thinking that the same room you are renting on Camp Johnson Road or in Painesville still exists, that you should just get in plane and come. You're not coming as a single man anymore. You come as a family person.
Before I move on to Brenda, I'm just thinking, from what you explained, it seems to me that the Ghanaians are not to blame for what is happening.
You can't blame them. This one, I will put it squarely. That's the fight. You cannot blame the Ghanaian government. You cannot blame
in the name of African solidarity.
No, you can't blame them. They've done their best.
Okay. And you talk about there was a clearly defined roadmap that was agreed by both Liberia and Ghana.
Yeah, the Liberian officials went there. Okay. And we discussed that meeting. We had a meeting. We discussed it at LRRC and at Karuna Hotel. I know Karuna, we in Cinco there. We discussed that. And the roadmap of Ghana to play It was spread out.
Okay.
Transportation wise, we will put your people in buses and take them to your border. You can pick them up from there anywhere you want to take them. That's up to you. And we who have our own people, we were discussing kilo for them to bring. In that meeting, it was the UNHCR, it was IOM, it was the Ghanaian embassy. The Ghanaian ambassador said, somebody have stayed so long, you can't tell them to come with 25 kilos.
Some of them have acquired some,
that is inhumane. You can't do that.
Okay.
And so, in that meeting, we agreed that let them come with their belongings.
You didn't put any limit on.
No limitation. If it is truck, the Ghanaian ambassador said, if it is trucks, we'll put their things inside, label them, and they will come.
Okay. The problem is, on the Liberian side, there was no preparation to receive them back home.
They did not make any effort. There was no effort made. Today, here we are. What we were afraid of, we talked about it for months. Even 2 weeks ago, we were just talking about it here.
Okay.
On the Super Money Show. And we told Vafla, we said, we expect it anytime.
Okay.
Here we are.
Okay, so let me come to you, Brenda. I mean, when you hear a story like, refugees, but when you hear especially women and children, I just imagine what frame of mind you are in this morning. I mean, just give us your reflection. I mean, what's your information? I mean, the number of women, the number of children, and how serious is this situation? If you and myself were to find ourselves in this kind of scenario.
Okay, thank you. First of all, being here is kind of like, should I say, disturbing.
Okay.
I mean, being in Liberia now at this moment, okay, because my job within the entity is to reach out to these people and give them a sense of belongingness and let them know that there is a place called home, okay, counsel them. Okay, that's what I do with them in the various regions that they are.
Okay.
And so right now being here and this is going on, it places me in a very devastating state. And then actually I'm on my way back. Okay. And I'm on my way back to Ghana.
Okay.
To go and see what really it is on the ground, watching the videos and seeing people. Those are people that I get to talk to. I mean, squarely facing it is that I seem to be the face of the network. Yeah, in this context,
right.
with what getting the people, somehow fix their mind, fix on doing something. We are not pressuring them, okay, in a way, but they really do want to come. All right, so giving them that, mindset and that assurance that yes, this can be done, and we are going to be your voices. We're going to talk to the government, and let people know that this is it, because that's where we started from. We all grew there. Our youthful days and everything has been, in Ghana there. So, but we go around, okay, and then letting people know that this is the situation. So for me, if you would ask me how it is also affecting me, because it could have been not because for now I'm not in the refugee settlement. Okay, I have my family, everybody there. So what if I had come and then this is happening with everybody? That's how I place myself to be. Is like I'm not sleeping because I know that I'm being hurt also with those things. I see people, a lot of times people have issues, health issues and school fees and children well-being and all that. Like my boss is talking about the unaccompanied elderly. Okay, those people too, somehow they went with their children. Some to give birth, the children have also become adults and they're on their own. So who's going to look after them?
So you saw the videos. I mean, Liberians are listening. Can you give us a vivid picture of what you see in those clips, in those video clips?
What I saw in those clips is like people who are being abandoned.
Okay.
Like they have nowhere to be, which is of course in the first place is not supposed to take place. Okay.
Are they carrying luggage? Do you see machines moving? Just give us a
machines moving, machines moving, structures being, broken down, and people crying, Metin out there, cries that, oh, this is happening to us. We cannot believe. Somebody says, if I had not waken up earlier, I would have been, crushed in the house. But
So they were really asleep when the bulldozers
yeah,
moved in.
yeah. Usually, that's what
That's
happens.
the
Okay, and they believe that they have given their notice already, so you're not supposed to be in the house when they're ready. Actually, so this time around, it's kind of surprising that it's starting right now without any notice, because they have already given, so they have expected that by this time it's gone. It's been 3 years. This year should be 4 years since we've been singing this song and something like. But maybe people don't like my voice, I would say so.
Do we
So
do
it's
we know
kind of
when
like
this demolition started? Do we know? Probably, I
this
think it's a few
recent
days
one.
ago. Yeah, this recent
This
one.
recent one
started
is just yesterday that
yesterday.
I heard got that news.
Yesterday.
Yeah, but the
Okay.
previous one was on the 30th of September. That was 2021, and we stepped in. The moment I
Okay.
got there, they got to ask me, where are you from and who are you, and listen, and I introduced myself. That was when the ambassador called,
Hmm.
okay, because the TV station got to interview me and talk about, so what are you people doing? What can you do? Because there wasn't any representative of the government at that time there.
Yeah.
So I was the only person, because I had on my uniform and my jacket something. So people said, oh, okay, this is a person who something. What can you say? What can you do? So then I got to introduce our plea, our advocacy, and also then that called the attention of the ambassador before he got to get to our office here.
Hmm.
So that put a halt onto everything. But it's kind of like we know the land is not for UNHCR anymore. Okay, it was just paid for. So the local people need their place. They want to develop. That's what they
You
say.
know. Mr. Marshall. I was just like reflecting on the old song. How can we sing the lost song in a
In
foreign
the foreign
land?
land.
Liberians in a foreign land, they should have come home. According to you, the
Yeah.
host did everything, accommodated them,
Yes.
did a roadmap for them to come. Right now, what we're hearing is that they've been pushed out. The homes have been demolished. Perhaps some of them had to even run for their lives, like we
Yeah.
hear. Had I not, awoken early, would have been something different. Your government. There's a government here. I mean, I know we just had a transition, okay,
Yeah.
but this is a situation that is affecting us now. Are
It's
you engaging with this new administration? Have you started engaging them? If so, where are we in terms of what is happening now to find a way to remedy the situation of
yes.
these
Yes.
Liberians?
Yesterday, our representative was at Honorable Kuhn's office.
You mean the vice president's office,
No,
or Representative
yeah,
Richard Kuhn?
yeah, Richard Kuhn's office,
Okay.
and he sounded very well. He said he even witnessed it
Mhm.
on the social media when my representative went to his office. He said, "Oh, yeah, but I just seen the situation. You guys are doing a laudable cause."
Mm.
But he advised. He said, "What you gotta do, write plenary,
Okay.
write plenary, and we can place your concern in the budget,
Hmm.
and we can go on from there." And I believe that if that is done, it's it's a welcoming situation for us,
Yeah, but we're talking about
because
what is happening now. The
for,
budget is a process, right? It's
yeah,
just a whole process. What is happening now is that
we need an emergency.
Liberians are
Yeah,
being bulldozed out of their homes. They're running. They are crying. Like Brenda explained, they have babies. They have the elderly. They own a company. They're all sitting outside and looking where will help
we
come from.
just pleading with the National Disaster Commission,
Okay.
the Red Cross. If any of these organizations just have a little funding that we all can work into and see how best we can bring these people back home. If we can have renters buildings and just bring some of these people back home, I mean, they don't deserve what they're going through. They're just victim circumstances. They did not plan the war. Some of them never fought the war. Some of them went there as babies. Now they are men and women. Now they are faced with this. The mother or the father who took them to Ghana or in Sierra Leone is dead. They have no family connection. How do they come home without direction?
So what we're looking at now is an emergency intervention
Yes,
that can bring these Liberians back home.
sure.
I know you have this space that you talk about. I mean, putting those low cost housing, facility over there might take you some time. Are you considering like building a sort of a camp that I see that's not the road to go. I can see already from your face.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about emergency intervention. What is it that can these Liberians are out? They're in the open. So what can we immediately do?
We don't want to bring them back to the war situation.
Okay.
We pass emergency living on our tanks. We pass that. We're supposed to be prepared.
But you have not been prepared long. You have a situation now on your hands. How do you solve this situation? I mean, Liberians are out there, they're crying for help, they're babies, they have, what do you do? If you want to build a structure, sir, even if you want to build the structures, it's going to take you maybe a few days, a few months to get it up and running. So what do we do in the interim? That's my question.
I was on air, and to my dismay, or to my shock, I got a call after my number was read out. I got a call by Honorable Dukley, who was he was internal affairs minister.
Okay, it's the minister Salif, not Dukley, right?
No, former. He was former.
Okay, a former minister of internal affairs, not the immediate former minister.
Yes.
Okay, good.
And he said, "I listened to you on air, young man.
Okay.
I have my compound.
Okay.
In third member.
Right.
I wave that compound to you. If we bring those people back home, some of them can live in my compound. No one live in the compound. You can take hold of it. All I want, they should take good care of my place. There are still good people out here.
Okay.
There are a lot of good people out here. I even saw some houses in Bar.
Okay.
And the man was renting, he gave them to me for $65 each. 2 bedrooms. And the other librarians can volunteer.
Okay.
People can volunteer because we pass the tank stage.
Okay. You don't want to have them in a tent now, but for instance, you want to mobilize resources and perhaps rent low-cost structures that they can move in for the time being.
For the time being, while we're fighting to like construct these buildings. Those people are not just liability.
Okay.
Many of them have careers. When we returned in 2011, 2012, a bulk of the librarians that returned from Ghana helped to revamp the RT process in the finance ministry.
Okay.
So we are not just liability. As quote unquote librarian term, they live 11 refugee camp. I mean, what? No. Like Guinea, four weeks ago, there was a shootout on learning camp between the Fullers farmers and the Madingo farmers. The other guys plant crops, and the other people have cattle.
Okay.
The cattle
want to graze on it.
Yes.
on agriculture.
And there was a shootout.
Okay.
And they end up running into our own camp. Librarians have to flee in the bushes. So people are suffering out there.
So what you're looking at now is not to go back to the 10th stage.
No, we'll pass that.
But Liberians and kind-hearted individuals, they can offer their homes if they have. They can offer money, for example, that they can rent places for these people. But I would advise it's a good thing to know how many people we're talking about, and then your program layout, so that we all begin to promote this cause, because it's a worthy cause. These are Liberians. We cannot have Liberians who are in a difficult situation have all of us fold our hands. And I will hope that one day lines are open, Liberians, because it could have been you.
Yes.
I mean, like Irregular said, these guys did not choose to go live in refugee camp.
No.
They fled a situation. Now they have been faced with another. And then the interesting thing is that to hear that they're even willing to come back home. It's just an opportunity for them to come back home. So those who have trucks, for example, that can volunteer as trucks.
In 20, in 2022, we were soliciting funding the same way, and Honorable Madonna went to offer us some trucks.
Okay.
So if you want to bring these people back home, I live out of the country, I live a refugee life, you people can use my trucks
Okay.
to bring them.
So we are back at that point again.
We're right back there.
Hmm.
And we know there are good librarians out there.
So you want to launch that appeal again, people listening?
Yes.
Let's hear your appeal as to exactly what is it that you want done now.
We want housing. We want for the government to send a delegation, immediate delegation to Ghana, and take the people from out in the streets. Let the babies find somewhere to go. It's very traumatic. And see how best we can bring our people back home. If it's a charter flight, or if they want to come by road, I mean, I know Ghana is waiting to do some. Or would not just be on us. If we can appeal to the international communities, UNHCR, the European Union, and other counterparts, we can have something done. It's just that the government have not been serious to put their hands on it. That's why we are where we are today. So we are just appealing that the National Disaster Commission and the Red Cross, we are just calling on them to see how best this emergency situation. We have a lot of buildings around here and no one in, and people can get in there until they get settled. We're just appealing to them.
Okay, so this is a rallying call on all Liberians, all individuals who have the means. Liberians are in dire need. They've been pushed out of their homes. The Ghanaians are not to blame. It is Liberia's side. We have defaulted on the agreement that we had, and the trauma of war will just come back to these people because they fled with their luggages. Some of them now, the children who didn't see war, they're now beginning to ask, what happened? Why are we different from everybody else? We got, Liberians are running again. And I can understand. I see Brenda, I hope you don't break down here. I can understand how it is. But fellow Liberians, this is a very serious matter. Liberians at the Buduburam camp in Ghana have been put out of their dwellings because Liberia did not live up to the roadmap, and there's a rallying call now from the Liberia Returnees Network that whatever you can contribute to try to bring these Liberians back home would be seriously appreciated. Government, primarily the bulk starts with you. It is your duty. There's a need for a delegation to move in, perhaps to tell the Ghanaians it's true that we have not been able. We have elections, we have all this stuff. But as it is now, please let's handle it more gingerly. We will take our people, we'll bring them back, but we can have them sitting out in the streets in the rain and exposed to all sorts of things. So at this point, we will want to open the line and get the participation of Liberians so that they also can help with this whole process of advocating on behalf of the refugees, the Liberian. I don't know what I should still call them refugees. Liberians
they are
still on the refugee
the name
camp.
is not changed.
Okay, so you can call on 0880-514-096, 0880-514-096. And somebody said, sometimes you don't even know, you wouldn't need to see the president. Say, oh, this is my family. I didn't even know they're on the camp as well. So, call and make your input to the discussion this morning. I can see that we have a caller on the line already. Good morning, caller. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please tell me your name and where you are calling from. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me?
Good morning.
Sorry, are you hearing me? Okay, so change your location and call again. I can hear you, but you are not hearing me. So we're discussing the situation with the Liberians who are on the Buduburan camp. The Ghanaians are demolishing the camp because the landowners want their land. The Ghanaians have been, host to Liberian. They've done well. You can call on 0880 514 So let's go to this line and speak to this caller. Good morning, caller.
Morning.
Yes, good morning. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Good morning.
Go ahead. Can you hear me? Well, I don't know what's happening. I
Hello,
keep
good
hearing.
morning.
Good morning. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Are you hearing me?
Well, I'm not sure if you're getting me, but let me
I
thank
am.
you.
Yes, go ahead.
My name is Manny Wilson from Painesville.
Okay.
Yes, I really want to appreciate the reaction of the refugee returnee group.
Network, yeah.
The frustration I have here is we are always very reactive rather than being proactive, especially when it comes to the government. We had Omil in this country for how many years? They will do all the quick impact. But President Selly and Vice President Boga at that time, did not take these issues, knowing across there. They didn't take the issue seriously. So I'm to the Boga administration show that citizens are taking that.
No, your line is bad. Their line is bad. And the thing is, what we want to do here this morning, we're not into the blame game. But let's go to the line and pick this caller. Good morning, caller. You got to cut off your radio. Please cut off your radio. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Good morning. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, so when you call, just go ahead because it will seem that there's a problem. You are not hearing me. I'm hearing you, but you are not hearing me. So when you call, once you are on the line, just go ahead. Okay, so let's go to the line again. Okay, we lost that caller. It will seem that there's a problem. I'm hearing you loud and clear, but like you are not hearing me. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Yes, hello. Good morning. Where are you calling
Good
from?
morning.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Amos D, and I joined you from Hartford, Maryland County.
Okay.
And I want to say this. You see, the refugees that are in Ghana, like the refugees that are in Ghana, they have been there. Some of them have been there for the past 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the government have been alarming that because their time has elapsed. If the national community came in and put themselves those guys who is on the land, who is on the camp. I think from about 2019, a deputy left from here when Liberia and when Ghana, and encourage them to come back. Why they sit there? And the locals are putting pressure on the Ghanaian government. The Ghanaian government now have a lot to international community that they need the land. The locals need the land. So what happened now yesterday is the Liberia who caused of this. So they should take responsibility on themselves.
Yeah, that's what we're saying now.
Already.
So that's what we're saying now. How we can get them home?
And they give it to them.
Oh, so they already had what they needed to come home, right? Okay, so all right, we hear you. We hear you. Your argument is that they've been giving some kind of compensation allowance to come back home. Let me take this caller. Good morning, caller.
Yeah, good morning, brother. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Please tell me your name.
Yeah, I'm Stephen Parker calling from Christian Community.
Okay, so yeah, the situation with the Liberian refugees in the Buduburan camp, the Refugees Returning Network is appealing for us to find a means to bring them back home. What's your contribution?
Yeah, my contribution, this is not time for argument. Myself, I live on that camp for some time. I know what it is. And I saw the video this morning. I broke in tears. So my appeal to you here is, can you just appeal to Spoon FM CEO, let him please, he can do it for political talk. I think he can still do it for our brothers. Let him talk across, so at least our brother can do some meaningful contribution, emergency contribution from that is United States of America as soon as possible. And even here we'll have some cash out and cash in, so we can be able to rather some assistance for our brothers and sisters on our camp. Because
Okay.
the situation I saw this morning actually is bad.
Okay.
It's
All
not
right.
actually good for us to look at. It's not time for us to pull an argument
Okay.
whether they deserve it or not, but they are our brothers, they are our sisters. They belong to Liberia, Liberia belong to all of us.
Okay.
So can you appeal to the CEO of Spoon FM right now as I speak? Please, so now we can start doing our cash out and cash out. We shouldn't depend on the government. Because the government here now, brother, or met or program economic. They
Yeah.
are now focusing on a lot of things, and now for this hour they are not focusing on such. Even though
Okay.
it's emergency, but we Liberia, we can stand with our brothers in that on that Blue camp and we can bring them home.
Okay.
The $5, the $10, we can open that land.
Okay.
So the Spoon talk tonight, and we can do some charging.
Okay,
God bless you.
thank you. I mean, he has not limited it to anybody, whether it's Spoon Talk CEO, whether it's Liberia CEO, whatever, whoever. He's saying all those who have the means should help contribute. Okay, so let's take this caller, on the line. Good morning. Your line is breaking. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
No, you have to change your location. Your line is breaking. Your line is breaking. Please change your location and call again. Hello.
Good morning, this is the morning show.
Yes. Good morning. Tell me your name and where you calling from.
Yeah, my name is D. Wesley Yoyo, and I call you from my GSA rural residence.
Yeah, I guess you're following the discussion. What's your contribution?
Yeah, I want to first say thank you, LPS family, and I want to thank the studio guests for again flagging this issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to, before I can make my comment, I want to make this recommendation. I want to recommend to the studio guests and all of those concerned about this issue so that we can speedily do a dollar rally to be able to help our brothers and also do some family contact tracing so that those families who have relatives there can be able to receive their family quickly so that we can be put to shame. Because the issue I have with Liberian government is that Liberian government does not respond to emergency issues relative to their citizens abroad.
Mm-hmm.
There has always been an issue where Liberians are crying about abroad in other countries and other things and need our government assistance. Our government does not easily meet their needs. So it's a problem. So we can't sit and wait for the government, wait for LRRC and whatever government agency. Let's quickly do a dollar rally, and that will help whatever amount of person we can be able to quickly bring back and be able to do some family contact tracing so that those families who are here in Liberia can be able to quickly receive their relatives.
Okay.
I beg you, we need to do something quickly.
Thank you. All right. Yeah. I mean, like we've been saying, all hands on deck. They say he's suggesting a dollar rally. Let's go to the line and take this caller. Hello, caller.
Hello.
Yes. Please tell me your name and where you are calling from.
Okay, I'm Emmanuel King, and I call from Lower Johnsonville.
Okay, Emmanuel.
Yeah. I was once a refugee in Ghana from 1990 up to 93, where I voluntarily came back with the help of the United Nations.
Mm.
The situation there is pathetic, especially when you are in the open. I heard one of your guests saying that the approach of Richard Nangwe, and he asked them to do a formal letter and that they will include them in the project. That's a long-term solution.
Mm-hmm.
They need to keep saying in the song, meet with the UN here, the UNHCR, meet with LRRC, and meet with key stakeholders. If possible, meet Senator Kanga, meet the speaker. These are the people who can push things. I don't think it has gotten to the attention of President Mbaka. Even if it has gotten to his attention, you need people who will push it. This is a serious situation. Anyone who was on that refugee camp will know why it is true that, it is time for them to come home and the time is elapsed ever since. But when it comes to excesses, the Ghanaian government doesn't care. I was a victim of the many excesses in there. So I'm calling on those who are advocating for their return to meet key stakeholders, people who can push things immediately.
Okay, influential people.
But they also need to meet people who are able to push their cause.
Okay, we take two more and then we go. Let's meet more influential people like the speaker, like Bobby Allison. Bobby Allison. Hello. Hello. Did I hear Bobby Allison? Hello, I'm not hearing you. Okay, you can call again. You can call again 0880-514-096, 0880-514-096. We take two more callers and then we go back to our guests. Let's go to this line. Good morning, caller. Okay, the caller drop. 0880-514-096. Call and make your contribution to this discussion. It has to do with your fellow Liberians in Ghana. Let's take this call. Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Oh, Sticks having a challenge there. So we'll take two more calls and then we go back to our studio guest for their response. Call us on 0880-514-096. Let's go to the line. Good morning, caller. Good morning. Okay, we lost that caller again. I don't know what's happening. But yes, we're talking about the situation with Liberians at the Buron camp. The camp has been demolished. These Liberians are in the open, the men, women, children, the elderly. Let's take this caller. Hello, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
This is George too. I call from Bannerville.
George, go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I think the issue that has to do with it, Liberian, refugee at the Buron camp, I think it's very crucial. And this is not the first time. The Ghanaians, actually, they are not behaving, fair to the Liberian, more especially to the African better. This is not the first time. In fact, when the refugee was there at the time, it was very, the camp was active. They did that to Liberian. Why at this time? In fact, Liberia will have, camps for refugees. They are boring. And Liberia, that's very good to them. Why? Why always, it's Ghanaians that are always doing it? It's not the first time. They're usually doing it to the African brothers.
So a solution that we're looking for. We're looking for a solution to bring Liberians back home.
For now, we don't even have, executive director. All, the government, just coming to power. So why now they're trying to, force the output out of the camp and police? I think it's not good for the West African country.
Yeah. So what do we do now?
They came from very far away, and Liberia always been there for them. So they are not treated up fairly.
Okay. All right. So we're looking at solution now. I know they're not being treated fairly. We'll take one more call and we go back to our studio guests. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Yeah.
Please tell me your name and where you're calling from.
RC.
Go ahead.
I called to thank you to the guys.
Your line is you are breaking. You need to change your location. Hello. Wow, you need to change your location. We're not really getting you. You're breaking. Yeah, hello, caller. Please tell me your name. Where are you calling from?
I call from Maryland County.
What's your name?
Amos Boland.
Okay, Amos, let's hear you.
Well, the situation is very sad, and the government is taking frustration convention today. People look after Liberia in the street, and then the government street people sleep in the street very simple. So the government is bringing people in a speedy way.
Okay.
Bringing the people and bringing them in all the various countries. So there are a lot of, but they can bring people and put in some of the counties.
Okay.
And France of being some of the dilapidated buildings.
We should find some buildings to put them in when we bring them home.
The streets, they're the mad people.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. That's our last call. Everybody seems to agree that there's a serious problem. There's a need. We find a solution.
Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Yes, Bobby,
so let's get Bobby. Let's get you. You are our last caller. Bobby, go ahead.
Thank you. Council Center. Highways. Council Center. About the Morris Duke. Can we not change the disaster? To move in there.
Bobby, your line is still breaking. Oh my word. So Bobby, I'm sorry, your line is still breaking. So we're going to leave it there and move on to our guests. We listen to the callers. Many of them are like, okay, it's a serious problem. We need to resolve. A few of them are saying, oh, the guy should have come back. It's ever since that, in fact, some people are giving them the means to come back. But the point is, we have a situation now that they need to come back home. So we're not going to sit and start arguing that they should have come back. And somebody said we should leave all the bickering put together and find a way that we can bring our people back home. So I'm going to go back to my guests in studio. Let's begin with you, the executive director. You listen to the callers. What's your response?
I think the callers their responses are welcoming. We just need to be proactive. I did not hear anyone contributing. Like I have a house. You can move 10% in. Or I have a farm. I think I can accommodate some of these people. What we need now is speedy intervention. This is what we need because, like the one of the callers said, let us just forget the blame game. Whether the Ghanaians not doing well or what they are here in Liberia, let us just do the best to save a life today. I remember way back, ERBC had a jingle. The life you save today would of I don't know that of your friend or something else. All right. When a child is crying on the floor, you take the child first before you discipline them or know what is happening. You can't leave them on the floor crying and I've asked you, I told you not to go there. The first thing is to pamper them. So where they are right now is some people have 4 children. Just imagine 4 children, maybe the pot left in a house, it was demolished, the demolition went on, so they don't have cooking pot, and the children are hungry. They will not listen to you. If you say sorry, they will not listen. So it's very heartbreaking, seriously.
Okay. So Brenda, we're closing now. I mean, you are the regional coordinator. You are even on your way back. So you listen to the callers.
Yeah. I just want to say, like I said the last time, 2 weeks when we were here, I don't like this part about people, playing the blame game or castigating games. There are people who are not coming. If you want to ask me, I can tell you the very reason why all of the with those ones, I was also a part of it. Okay, so like we said, let's leave that part and then focus on how we can save lives.
Okay, let's find a way to bring them home.
That's all.
Forget about the blame game. Okay, that's Brenda, and earlier you were listening to the executive director E. Taron Marshall. They're on this crusade, if you will, on this awareness creation, on the need to find a way to bring Liberians back home. Forget the bickering, forget about who didn't do what and who did what. Let's get the Liberians to come back home. We hope that as time goes by, we'll have them here again. Let's do it. It's good, but also be crusaders, be ambassadors. Go in there in your communities. And so this is happening. Just in case somebody wants to get in touch with you guys, do you have a number that you can leave for us?
Yes.
Yep. Sure.
0880 38 7883
7883. So it's 0880 38 7883, and you will talk directly to
me,
to their
Marshall.
Executive Director E. Taron Marshall, on what we can do. What is your contribution towards bringing these Liberians back home? So thank you very much for coming this morning.
Thank
to
you.
all of you who call, let me say many thanks to you for calling to contribute to a national discussion. Those of you who tried and we couldn't get you through, sadly, my own friend and brother, the last caller there who tried, but we couldn't get them through. Let me say thank you all for being a part. We will be here again tomorrow with another edition of the Super Morning Show. Thanks to all who made this happen, including my professional colleagues here. All of them contributed to this process. Have a great day from Pinsville.